Okay, so this short video is just to remind myself about the little tips that I've learned along the way for slaying my reed. As you can see at the very back there, I've got a sectional on the loom that I've got. Typically what we used to do, my husband would sit on the other end, he would go through all the threads, make sure they were in the proper order, there were no threading errors, and then he would pass it to me. And what would happen is that when the reed was in its standing up position, I would have to basically reach over, okay, so let's bring it back a bit here. Okay, I would have to reach over, and it was really hurting my shoulder, so I had to figure out a different way of doing that. And I wanted to be able to do it by myself, not always have to wait for when my husband had a moment to help me out. So I started to do some investigation. I did find a tip on YouTube. Curmudgeon66, I think, is the gentleman who gave a quick tip on that, and I thought, well, let me try that, and it works really, really well. So basically, I've got the all my yarns through a heddle. Right now I'm doing a shawl that we donate to hospices. Basically, I'm just using acrylic yarn. It's a plaid. It's just like the threading basically is 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way along, so it's really easy to remember. And so basically what I do is I just, I put them in a slip knot, so I'm just going to undo, no, hold on here, of course, it's going to be a fun time to try and do the slip knot here if I can find it. Okay. There we go. The slip knot right there, okay? And then basically, I'm not sure if you can see, okay? Oh, all right. Is that as I pull them in the correct order, obviously I can see whether or not it's, like this one obviously is, harness 1, 2, 3, and 4. As I go back, I can see it obviously a little bit easier from my angle than yours, okay? So if I'm looking down here, the way I've done it, and this is what I do with all my dents, you'll notice there's a lot of thread that makes it look kind of messy. What I've actually done is that I have a 45-inch loom. I'll find the actual center dent, and I'll put a different color of thread, which is unfortunately off the camera at this point. Let's see if we can lift that up a little bit. So you can see it right here. Oh, no, perhaps not. Okay. Anyway, so I've got a green thread in the dead center of it, and then basically what I do is I've gone for like 1 inch all the way across. So if it's a 45-inch reed, I should have obviously 45 inches of little threads there, basically. And so what I do is that my loom generally has a large wooden bar right here. It does make it hard for me to be able to reach. My arms are very, very short. And so I just use some clamps and pick these up at Canadian Tire. You can get it at any type of store that sells hardware stuff, and I clamp it on. This is actually clamped onto my beater, okay, which is really, really nice. Okay, you could secure the beater if you wanted to in a much more straight position. That's up to you to decide to do that. And what I really like about this is that because I've got decent lighting above, I can actually see whether or not I've actually missed any along the way. And again, at the bottom, once I go through, I do a little slip knot for each bunch on the sectional. And so basically by doing this, I can actually see, have I crossed any, have I missed any, have I doubled any up, that sort of thing. So when I'm actually doing the slaying of the reed, I'm going to take my hook. It's going to be in the next one right here, okay? And I'm going to take the sley reed right here, as you can see, coming through. And basically, I'm just hooking it on, okay? So it's hard to see, I guess, with my fingers there, but I'm hooking it on, all right? And basically, it's just going to go through the hole, and down it goes, okay? And then I check the next one, which should be coming off of harness 2, and then I do the same thing. And then I should be finding the next one, which is for me harness 3, and so forth. So let me just do this bunch really quickly here, because I'm not going to do all of them, obviously. And so the bunch that I'm dealing with that's the only bunch that's basically undone. And there we go. Okay. There we go. Oh. Okay. And then we've got this one here, and we've got this one here. Okay, so I've got them all through, okay, and it's 8 ends per inch basically. So, all right, I've got them down here. I'm just going to, there we go, do my little slip knot. All right, you can do any knot you want. It's just that you have to undo it, and a slip knot obviously is much easier because I just pull the ends and it comes out just nice and easy. Okay. Actually, were you able to see when I did the slip knot? I'm wondering. Okay, let me see here. Let's undo it. So slip knot, nice, easy to undo. So again, if I do it, All right, so I just literally turn my hand the opposite way, right? Pull it around here, okay? And then I'm gonna just pull the thread through and just make a little loop like that, okay? And then basically I will go on to the next bunch, right? So I've got the next bunch right here, for example, following my little plaid pattern. I'm going to basically take out the little slip knot there, comb it through a little bit, and then I would do the same thing. So I will go all the way down to the very end. Once I'm done, obviously I'm going to remove my clamps. What's really important, obviously, is the part of your reed that's going to go inside here, the beater. Obviously you want that to be on this side here, right? So it's easy for me because of course I've got the different threads that show that. Lift it up, put my top bar in, screw it in properly, and then I'm good to go to tie it onto the apron.